That's a good question. So let me see if I can try to rephrase it. Do you think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the question is, do you think that the disciples understood the kingdom in a sense of Jesus being there presently, or did they have this picture in their mind of this messianic, the kingdom that was to come? That's a good question. I'm gonna say twofold. One is that when they are seeing Jesus and Jesus is preaching the gospel of God, he is the kingdom. That literally, if the Jews would have accepted Jesus at that point in time, the kingdom would have come. Point blank, period. But the fact is, within God's plan, he grafts the Gentiles in. So the purpose of them being rejected, the Jews rejecting Christ, now allows us to come in. And now coming to the picture of this greater kingdom, what would this kingdom look like? Well, the revelation and this revealing or unfolding of the kingdom is coming about in witnessing the very life of Jesus. That it's not gonna look like what we see here on earth. There are gonna be different things, a different way of living, a different thought of mind, and it is heavenly sent. It is heavenly set. And so I think that the disciples saw a small picture of what it could potentially be in the sense of following Christ, but they hadn't fully grasped what the true messianic kingdom was going to be. That's where that hope lies in, that as we're awaiting what Jesus is doing, as we're listening to what he's saying, that we're holding on to that hope by faith, that what he's preparing and what he is doing, that we will receive it. Now, obviously, there were some questions that the disciples did have, and we see it later on in the Gospels where they're saying, well, who's going to be the greatest? Is it going to be me? Is it going to be, you know? And Jesus said, look, you've missed the picture. I need you to focus on what's happening right now. Serve. That the first will become last, the last will become first. That the kingdom is not about you trying to be this great grand person. The only great grand person in the messianic kingdom is Jesus himself. We simply are going to be serving, worshiping God, and doing what it is that he's called us to do. And that's it. That's it.